Let's move on to Bitcoin, shall we? That's a virtual
Bitcoin has now almost overtaken
an all-time high this week of $900. Now, at its peak, if you had have invested $1,000 a year in it, you have to...
Everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. How's everybody doing out there? We're doing okay, up and down, still the chop, as we've been talking about. The end of summer, still chop. And yes, more liquidations. You guys have heard this from me again and again and again. That's what's causing these big dumps. People aren't selling. Traders are doing trades, and the whales, they dump sometimes. I think there's more accumulating going on now, but it's the market makers dumping. Here's Bitcoin, this huge volume here in red here. All that dumping, that's all the market makers pushing the price down even lower than what I talked about in this morning's video of these targets for leveraged long liquidations. This first one being $10 million in one trade, $10 million. And then followed up by 1.37 million, and then followed up with another big leveraged trade, like $1 million. People keep trading with big leverage like that. The market makers are going to hunt them out and take them out because they don't want to lose. The exchanges do not want to pay out those big leveraged trades. They want to liquidate them. That's what this is all about. So you can say all you want about inflation data or money supply or anything else. It's crypto. It is manipulated. And the best we can do is hold on, buy on the dips. The surge is going to come. The surge is going to come. So we're going to talk about making profits in Doge, the surge, and we will have an AMA. Yes, AMA on Friday. So we'll talk some non-crypto stuff, get into some other things. But first, let me check in on the chat here, what's going on as we watch whether Dogecoin now is done with taking out leverage and we just go higher now. Because it's about damn time, isn't it? Isn't it about damn time? It just goes higher. And I don't want to hear, I'm waiting for it to drop to 7 cents so I can buy more. Dudes, it's not going to 7 cents. It's not going to 7 cents. Kriss says with confidence. Not financial advice. But yeah, that's what we got for Doge. And of course, we will get into looking at charts, looking at some other analysis, looking back at the 4-year cycles again, and some other fun news as well, because it is a Friday. So we started off with Matt asking about X, and I responded that X is privately held, so there is no stock. It used to have stock. When it was Twitter, it was publicly traded. But Elon bought the company, took it private, And so there's no stock. No stock. Hey, Duber, happy Friday. Happy Friday, low boy. Hey, time for a big EGOD tweet. So for those who watched this morning's video about Elon Musk and the lawsuit against him, we'll talk about it in a little bit when we get into the news again as a reminder. But if you want to know more about that after the live stream, go check the video out on my channel. And it is on the Kriss YouTube channel. And there is Elon Musk wins Dogecoin lawsuit video right there. So I get into the details there. But we'll chat about it in a little bit as well, because it is kind of a big deal for Doge. Mr. USA, is your September price prediction going to be tomorrow or Sunday? It's going to be Sunday because tomorrow is not September yet. So I'm going to do it on Sunday. It is a long weekend here in the United States. We've got Labor Day on Monday. So I'm not planning on laboring on Monday. I'll probably do a video though. Oh yeah, we'll do a live stream as well. Of course, Monday live stream. Yes, we will do that. Even on Labor Day, we will do that. Joe, yet another sale. I'm below a 13-cent average now. And you're below 0.0002 on SHIB. So DCAing, buying on the dips, bringing your average down, not a bad play. Not a bad play. Doge is holding strong. We've been very good at this since the big dump that we had here. Doge has been up and down, but is holding that level of like 975. 975. So we're not dipping down into the low nines or into the eights or even into the sevens. ETH has been taking a hit, but again, even that with these big dips, it had recovered enough earlier in the week that it still didn't go below that Tuesday afternoon dump. So that's kind of what we see across the board, except for our good friend Floki. For any of you who are trading Floki, yeah, Floki just did a big dump. So from what I heard, there was some mass selling of long-term holders that led to this sell-off. So if any of you are holding Floki, you probably already know this. For those that aren't, and you're thinking about what meme coin should I buy? Well, all over X now, it's like, buy Floki on the big dip. It's going to go higher. The roadmap is still very clear. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't think so. Not for me. Not for me. But we've got a fun little thing about what's the next Dogecoin thing that's going to come up here in a little bit when we get to the news. But yeah, big dump on the Floki that happened this week. Again, I don't know why exactly, but it just looked like from what I saw, there was some big selling of some long-term holders. They just couldn't wait anymore. Hey, people need money sometimes to go do something else. Or maybe they just realize Floki's not going to give the returns from here and they're going to buy Doge. Maybe they just buy Doge. Certainly good news about Elon Musk and the lawsuit. We now don't have that cloud hanging over. Is that going to lead Elon to start tweeting about Dogecoin? Could be. Could be. You never know with him. So we'll see about that. There's a heck of a lot of volume just below 10 cents. Yeah, every time it goes down to 10 cents, there's big volume, big trading there every time. Accumulation. It's like it comes down here and then huge accumulation and the price comes back up. Buying on the dips. Anything below 10 cents, as I've said, is a gift. So enjoy that gift. Hey, Zach, how are you? What's up, Inspector? So, do you think the market has priced in all the possible interest rate cuts? This whole idea about priced in my opinion, is for the big overall move, yes, but the market will still do an immediate reaction on that day when the price cuts are officially announced. There will still be some volatility. And yeah, so when that day comes, watch Tom Crown. I'll be watching Tom Crown live, the FOMC meeting, the announcement, and the presentation by Chair Powell. Always a good time over on Tom's channel. So I always watch that because it's a very entertaining what Tom does. Plus his predictions of how the market is going to move between S&P 500 and Bitcoin is usually spot on. He's just spot on with it. So I enjoy watching that. So that will be FOMC. We'll be talking about that more next week. That'll be exciting. Is there going to be a big ass rate cut? It's the week after next, I think. But we'll talk about it next week in anticipation. And I'll probably mention it in my September price prediction video, which will be coming out on Sunday. So cheers, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm enjoying a nice beverage. I hope you are too. Yo, Rocky, how are you? All right, so here we are, Dogecoin just over 10 cents. I mean, and here's Bitcoin at 58.7, ETH at 2,500, Algorand like 12.5 cents, Solana about 135, Cardano not being able to hold 35 cents. HBAR is actually trading pretty well despite the news that their CEO is, the foundation CEO is going to be stepping down. I thought there'd be a little more sell-off on Hedera, but it's still, well, it is a little sold off from where it dropped on Tuesday. Yeah, so that is kind of down from the bottom here. It dropped even further, another 3%. So yeah, that's not good. Sheeb holding okay, 1385. So yeah. Overall, VGuard, no, I don't think crypto is going to shoot up before September 10th. Not expecting that. I'm expecting more chop. But I will get into more of that detail on Sunday. So Sunday, we'll be talking more in detail about that. So where are we? Crypto bubbles. I mean, here's Floki, the biggest drop we had has been Floki. What's going on with Floki? Again, showed the chart just a little bit ago, and from what I can tell, some big, huge selling from long-term holders. Maybe they're buying Doge. That's all I can think of. Maybe what else would they buy? Oh, and also Litecoin is in the green. It looked like late afternoon Litecoin was trading up higher. So Litecoin making move. So, hey, maybe Litecoin is going to lead the weekend crypto rally. Let's go Litecoin. Yes. Everybody who holds Litecoin, put Litecoin in the chat. Litecoin, yes. We all want, I want all crypto to go up, right? I want all crypto to go up. And if Litecoin's going to lead the charge, sure, let's do it. As we patiently wait for Dogecoin. So Bitcoin, Kevin Svensson says, hey, look, on a weekly chart, we've been here before. We've been here twice before, from 2020, beginning of 2023 to the beginning of 2024. And now here we are in September, and we've got a very similar chart set up than we had at the end of 2022, or end of 2023, where kind of, well, late in 2023, again, this October run that all crypto went on, mid-October up, we could be setting up again for a very similar move there. This so-called expansion phase that he has there, it's setting up. We had a MACD crossover that happened as well, middle of October, and look what could be happening here. MACD coming up could be a MACD crossover as well. So that date is targeting, and he's got 30 September, could take a little longer depending on the chop, but it might be accelerated because of Fed rate cuts. So we'll watch that. Titan of crypto, bullish fourth quarter. We again look at 4-year cycles, 2012, 2016, 2020, and 2024. It's always the fourth quarter of the year. That's where we see the biggest runs. Fourth quarter of the year. And that's the year of the halving, which is then followed by continued upswinging the year after the halving. So again, 4-year cycles, that's what we've been following. And we continue to follow that. And so what does that mean for Doge? Again, chart I've shown before, Doge did the same thing. 2017, 2021, could this be 2025? And I know you guys don't want to hear about 2025. You want to know what's going to happen now for the rest of 2024. But charts don't lie. Not expecting a great September. History has shown October is the month where the biggest moves are made every 4 years. That coincides with, the anticipation of the US presidential elections getting close, money supply, money printer, all of that going on. That's October. So Dogecoin follows that as well. Starts to make a run the year of the halving in the fourth quarter, and then continues that run the year following the Bitcoin halving. So Dogecoin bull run, how to profit from the upcoming surge. That's what we're talking about. How are you going to profit from the upcoming surge? Again, no guarantees, but history has shown again and again and again of crypto pumping. Fourth quarter of the halving year, and then really exploding the year after, where the past cycles have shown that is when the cycle highs are hit. And I know it's hard being patient. It's hard to get through all of this chop, which has been going on for months and months now. So how do you profit? You profit by lowering your average. If you have an average up over 12 cents, you want to bring it down. You buy more on the dips, bring your average down. But if you've got a lower average, like I do, you can still buy on dips. Your average comes up a little bit. But what are you going to do? Are you going to just keep your money in the bank, in dollars, which continue to inflate away all the time? Or are you going to jump on the bandwagon with crypto and make money off of that? If you've got $1,000 sitting in the bank, it's not going to be worth much next year. But next year, if Dogecoin does go on this big surge and you bought Dogecoin with that $1,000, you will have more buying power, not less. That's the power of Dogecoin. So, massive gains, Dogecoin recovery, and the next crypto surge. The technical indicators. Right now, there's a diamond pattern, a reversal signal is showing. We have a MACD bullish crossover happening on Dogecoin as well. We looked at Bitcoins. Same thing is happening with Doge. And so those are both very bullish indicators. Again, it takes a little while for it to play out. It takes a little while, which is why you continue to accumulate more on the dips. Again, another 4-year cycle chart. We showed this earlier in the week, where basically every 4 years, the trading goes in 4 cycles. First, there's the bear. Market is down. Then you have number 2, which is the accumulation, buying at the lowest points, which we were doing a year ago when we were buying Doge at 5 and 6 cents. Then you have a small move up, but the small move up includes some pullbacks and opportunities to buy on dips, which is where we are now. We're in that number 3 zone. And then number 4 is going to be the full bull market up to the top. We did it in 2017. We did it in 2021. So here we are. We're in zone 3 right now in 2024 of this. We had the small move up, but we are experiencing the pullbacks and the dips. And we got into detail on this chart a few days ago. But here it is again, thanks to Watcher Guru. And look, RSI right now, it's right in the middle. It's very neutral. So we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Strategies to profit from the Dogecoin surge. There's one other important element to consider, your timing. It's all about timing. That's what it is. Your profits in Dogecoin or any cryptocurrency or any investment is all based on timing. You're not always going to get it right. Which is why anytime there's volatility and there's a big dip, that's the opportunity typically to buy on the dip. And you won't always get it exactly at the lowest price. But that's the biggest strategy for profiting. It's not doing leverage. It's not shorting. It's not swing trading. Time and time again, it's long-term holders. That is where you're going to profit the most. And we will be continuing to watch Dogecoin on a daily basis here and wait for that big surge. That surge is going to come just like it has previous bull cycles. So the timing is not only going to be when you buy, but then it's going to be when you take profits. And we will talk more about taking profits once we get into the fall. Too early for that. Now we're still talking about accumulating and buying. We're not talking about taking profits yet. So cryptocurrency markets are volatile. Dogecoin is no exception. So always be careful. There's risk there. Try not to do stupid things, though. Try not to do stupid things. So That is profiting from upcoming surge. And what does that look like? Well, again, we have been here before. And here's another chart, thanks to Trader Allen, looking at Doge and these intersections. When do these intersections happen? The intersections happen after, actually, there's a big bowl. And when that big bowl intersects a descending resistance line, happened to 2016 into 2017. It happened in 2020 into 2021. And here we are again. In 2024, we're at that same kind of position where Allen has recognized this intersection. And so what he has added in green here is the fractal from the last surge, which does take Dogecoin up over $4. So $4 is continuing to show its head, chart after chart after chart. I'm more a believer in the diminishing returns, and I don't think it's going to go quite that same percentage gain as we saw before. But even if it's $2, that's awesome. I'll take that. I'll take that for Doge. So that chart looks really good. Again, zoomed out is a monthly chart. That's where we are. So the news this morning, Elon Musk, a $258 million lawsuit was dismissed by the judge completely. And we talked this morning on the video this morning about this, and the word puffery. The judge said it's puffery. It's like, okay, it's puffery. Justin on X likes to use that word too with Elon and puffery. It's kind of funny. But Elon does like Dogecoin. He's talked it up. There was the whole Saturday Night Live bit where he gifted Dogecoin to his mother on Mother's Day, and he had a number of skits talking about Dogecoin. And he made a lot of tweets about Dogecoin back then, end of 2020, into 2021. And I covered a lot of that in this morning's video. But he said that he would send Dogecoin to the moon. That is still probably going to happen. Again, timing was all not his fault. It was the company that was making the whole satellite thing that took Doge 1 away. And then there was the other one that was actually going to land on the moon with a Dogecoin in a moon box that ended up having mechanical failure. Again, not SpaceX's fault, not Elon's fault. These were other third-party companies that were at fault on those two occasions. So it's still out there, still going to happen. But there was this guy, Keith Johnson, and Keith Johnson was the one who led this class action lawsuit against Elon Musk. And all of this was about him following Elon Musk's advice, but it wasn't advice, it was just puffery. And he spent hundreds of dollars on Dogecoin. I read that. This is in Fortune. I read that. Wait, he spent hundreds? Hundreds? Not thousands. No. Hundreds. He was the leader in this class action lawsuit, a $258 million class action lawsuit. But he personally only spent hundreds of dollars on his Dogecoin. It's just like, are you kidding me? All of this mess Like I said in this morning's video, personally, I think it was the lawyers who initiated it, and they reached out through social media to find Dogecoin holders that may think they were harmed by the price of Dogecoin, possibly believing they were manipulated by Elon Musk, as well as the price of Dogecoin being manipulated, just so the lawyer could get these people to sign on to this class action lawsuit, because the lawyer thought that he could make a lot of money off this. And in the end, nope. Lawyer got nothing. Nothing. I actually think that the lawyer and those people who were in that class action lawsuit should have to pay for Elon's attorneys bringing a stupid lawsuit like that. But what can you do, right? What can you do? Anyway, what does this mean? Does this mean that Elon Musk is now free to tweet about Dogecoin again? Sure, of course. Come on, Elon, let's do it. What? Let's do it. Come on, give us a Dogecoin tweet. We'll take it. Tell us what's going on with X payments and Doge. Come on. We're ready. We're ready. I mean, Tesla merch, remember? You could buy a Giga Texas belt buckle with Doge. You could buy a cyber whistle with Doge, like I did. I got my cyber whistle right here, paid for in Dogecoin. And you used to be able to get this cyber quad, this kid's little vehicle, and you could pay Doge for that. Some people got the S3 sexy mug, coffee mug for Doge. Right now, unfortunately, these are not available in the Tesla merch store for Dogecoin. So it's all cash right now. Elon had said he's going to test it out. And so he tested it out. He knows Tesla can accept Dogecoin directly for payments for different things, like the cyber whistle or the belt buckle. Awesome. Let's do it for cars, Elon. Come on, turn it on for cars. That'd be awesome. So that's a catalyst. Dogecoin on X would be a catalyst. Either of those would send Dogecoin on a huge surge. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for. Okay, and lastly, a couple fun things. First, which meme coin is the next Dogecoin? And there's this stupid MPepe thing that just won't go away. I don't know. Did they have some giant pre-sale? And that this have so much money that they've just been flooding everything with this advertising and these paid for news stories. And then somebody came up with this cartoon of this MPepe guy peeing on the Dogecoin and Shiba Inu logos. It's like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's just dumb. And then there's this other thing called Play Doge, which is not Dogecoin. It's not Dogecoin because you earn these play tokens. It has nothing to do with Dogecoin. So they're just playing off the name Doge is all they're doing. So neither of these are the next Dogecoin. In fact, there is no next Dogecoin. There is only the real Dogecoin. And that's what we're here for. Unbelievable. But meanwhile, I mean, not everything is rosy in crypto land. As you know, through the summer, it has been a long summer. It really has. But there are these 5 crypto market predictions that haven't come true yet. And everybody's been waiting for these things. So what are the 5? Let's take a look. According to Cointelegraph, these are, number 1, the Lightning Network will make Bitcoin a viable currency for payments. And we're able to talk about Lightning Network, Lightning Network, Lightning Network. Nope, not happening. It's not happening. But Dogecoin could do it. Dogecoin could be that viable currency for payments. All it takes is Elon to start it up and others will follow. That's all it takes. Now, you can spend your Dogecoin for some things, right? Like a Ferrari, right? We talked about that the other week. Yes, you can buy a Ferrari with Dogecoin. AMC movie tickets you can buy with Dogecoin. You can buy lots of things with Dogecoin, but not universal. Not universal. So that will happen though. And Elon is a believer in Dogecoin. He can make that happen. So Lightning Network, not really making Bitcoin viable. And who really wants to spend their Bitcoin? I mean, really? Do people really want to spend their Bitcoin? So the blockchain is the solution to everything. Put it on the blockchain. Well, that isn't really happening. Like the elections, for instance. We were talking about that last week. Wouldn't it be awesome? You do all your voting and all the votes are put on the blockchain. That would solve all of this question about like how many votes there actually are. But that's not happening yet. So NFTs, the digital ownership, and having this whole non-fungible token thing. Nope. There was a big run on NFTs a few years ago, and it's just gone nowhere. And those that were buying the Pudgy Penguins and, well, maybe Pudgy held some of its value, but those Bored Apes certainly didn't, especially when people were buying them at the top. Oh my God. Remember the crypto punks? All the crypto punks. I don't know what the current, value of these things are, but pretty crazy. How about the metaverse? Remember the metaverse? Again, that was a big 2021 thing. And there were like Decentraland was all going to be set up, right? Mana was going to be like the metaverse. Nope, not happening. People aren't ready for that yet. And how about privacy coins? There was this big thing about privacy coins were going to be a huge thing. So Monero was going to lead the way, and Monero just, nope, not happening. So there's 5 things yet that were promised in years past were going to be the next big thing. Hasn't happened. So we wait. And you could probably say some things regarding Dogecoin too. Could be on this list. Yes. And we wait. It's crypto adoption though, and there's a lot of regulatory agencies that are still anti-crypto. So the acceptance of crypto isn't there yet. But one Donald Trump, right, has made a lot of money off of NFTs, so he knows that you can make money there. And his sons are setting up this DeFi exchange thing. We'll see what that ends up actually being. Who knows? Who knows? So that's what we have for the news. Again, a lot of it is about liquidations in the last hour. Huge ETH, 7 million of ETH in the last hour. Because there's still big traders who think that ETH is still going to go up. And as they keep placing big bets with leverage on ETH, the market makers just drop it back down to liquidate those long trades, leverage trades. They just keep doing it again and again and again. Like I said, that keeps us from having our fun. That's what it's all about, as we see the price just continue to dump. Every time there's a big run, new leverage trades hop on, thinking this is going to continue up and they're going to make money off it. And then the price turns around, dumps down, and those leverage trades get liquidated in only like half an hour. Those aren't long leverage trades from a long time ago. They're new ones. $1 million, $2 million. Nope, done. And that's why we can't have any fun. Bitcoin trying to recover over 58,000. Sad. Dogecoin holding on to 10 cents. Sad. Should be higher. All right, so let me get back into the chat. What is going on? And then we'll do some AMA and have some fun. Have some fun. Look at the weekly chart. You see a descending triangle. Well, I've had my wedge for quite a while there. There's mine right there. So yeah, that's what we got. My August price prediction was actually we were going to break out of it, and we didn't. No, it's not bearish. It's holding the bottom pretty strong here. The bottom is holding very strong, so not bearish. That's why this whole green area here that I circled is the gift for accumulation, because the breakout is going to come. That's what this is pointing to. What would happen if the US declared we are at war? Well, that would be tough. Yeah, I don't see that happening, though. We're not declaring war against anybody. And nobody's going to be attacking us. Don't see that happening. Joshua, how are you? Yeah, I know. LOL, $4. Exactly. I'm like, let's get to $1 first before we start thinking more. Yes, I said $2 would be nice. Of course it would be. But yeah, not $4. Kind of perfect time Elon won that lawsuit. Bullish to me. That's very bullish to me. Elon's just got to do something now. Hopefully everything springs up September 1st. Yeah, no. Going to take a little longer than that, I think. Do I think we hit $1 eventually? Is it going to be this bull cycle? I don't know. Depends on what happens. Depends on what the Dogecoin integration is. What's really going to happen? I don't think Dogecoin is going to go on a big run because of a bunch of tweets and hype. That is not going to get Dogecoin to rocket up this time. And there's a lot more traders involved. There'll be a lot more shorters involved. There's a lot more leverage trading going on this cycle than last. So it's going to be tough. What isn't manipulated at this point? Exactly, Teodoro. Exactly. And it's been like that for a long time. And there are people who make a lot of money off of crypto, off of just these little moves. They make money. And they've been doing it year after year after year, whether crypto goes up or crypto goes down. Yeah, the 2020 into 2021 is a very similar pattern. We looked at this chart here. Very similar accumulation zone, 2020 into 2021, right there. Very similar. And again, we saw it here as well on the monthly, these intersection points. Very much so. What's up, Jason? How are you? Happy Friday. Cheers. Joe bought a cyberpunk hat. The cyberpunks. Remember the cyberpunks? Well, I mean, they're securities now, right? Maybe, according to the SEC. These things are securities. How about that? OpenSea got their Wells notice from the SEC. So the current administration is still anti-crypto as far as I'm concerned. Not good. You're out by $1. Yeah, nostalgic, you know. In 2021, there was a lot of people who were convinced Dogecoin was going to $1, me included, who were waiting for $1. And it didn't happen. I did not take any profits either, although I was way up. I mean, you go from 2 cents to 70 cents, that is huge profit. And I took 0, no profit. So this cycle, I will be taking profits. Now, will they be as much as 2 cents to 70 cents? Well, probably not. I've cut that back in half to 35 cents as a target where I would take my first slice of profit. That's me, though, and that's my plan. Because I don't want to miss out. Because what if this bull cycle, Dogecoin doesn't even get back up to 70 cents? I don't want to miss that. I at least want to book some profit. So that's my plan. And we'll continue to talk about that as we get into the fall. If we do start to see this big surge in Dogecoin's price, that is what we will be looking for. But I'll never be all out of Doge myself. I'm always going to hold some Doge just in case Elon does something off cycle crazy, because Dogecoin can go on a run despite what all other cryptos are doing. And I don't want to be out of Doge when that happens. But that's just me. That's my plan. I'll wait till 2025 if someone promises me that we will get to $1. That won't happen unless Elon does something. I agree with that. It's really going to be Elon. I don't see any other huge company doing anything specifically with Dogecoin that would make Dogecoin go on a big run. Elon has really been the only one who's in that kind of position to really make a difference with Doge. So, yeah. We can wait all we want. True. And a lot of us are here waiting for that because we know what can happen with Dogecoin when that happens. So we accumulate and we wait and we be patient. If you get frustrated and you decide to sell your Dogecoin, that's probably the time it's probably going to go on a run then. Jay Bella says, can we get a pump? Well, as we've seen, every time it's pumped so far, it dumps back down. And that is just where we are in the summertime. Leverage traders looking for pumps, buying every time it starts going up. How many times do they get wrecked before they finally give up? I don't know. But we see more and more of this dumping, wiping out leverage trades. Like I showed on Monday, there is this big block of huge short positions that could be totally taken out. It's up at like $70,000 Bitcoin though. So Bitcoin would have to go on a big run to take those out. And then we could have a massive short squeeze. But that's not happening. So I'm with you, Chris, not holding past 2025. I'm planning on selling some of my Dogecoin, maybe even most of my Dogecoin, but not all of my Dogecoin. I will always keep some, just in case. Just in case. Hey, Jay, how are you? Any chance with McDonald's? Well, that was the big thing a couple of years ago. Elon, there was this thing going on Twitter at the time. There was this whole thing like, was Dogecoin going to accept, or was McDonald's going to accept Dogecoin? And I don't remember exactly how that started, but Elon got involved, and then he tweeted that he would eat a Happy Meal live on TV if he could pay for that Happy Meal with Dogecoin. Everybody thought that was hilarious. And then there was all this buzz about, McDonald's is going to accept Dogecoin. But they didn't. Instead, they made up some stupid Grimace coin, which was like a big FU to Elon. At least that's the way us Dogecoin fans interpreted that. It was all just a big joke to them. So, yeah, I'm not holding out for McDonald's. I go next week to McDonald's for work. There's that great picture of a young Michael Saylor working at McDonald's that's still out there. Yes, he used to work at McDonald's. Tashkel, how are you? Buying a bunch of Doge before September 20th. Do I think that it's okay to buy right now? Well, I can't tell you what to do. But what I have been saying here for the past weeks are when you see these big dips in the price, that's when you buy. You don't get fearful when you see these big dips. That is when you buy. That's where the money is made. Now, could it dip even further? Possibly, but Dogecoin has not done that yet this week from what we saw from Tuesday for the big dump. Fear is in the market. That's when you make money. Do you know how many people made a ton of money back in March of 2020 when there was that whole like COVID lockdown was going on and the markets dumped? The smart investors were buying, and they were buying big. And they made big money. buying when there's fear in the market. That's when you buy. That's when you make money. Is there a risk? Sure, there's a risk. There's always a risk that it could drop further. But if it's a big drop like that happens, especially now where we are looking in the overall cycles, we're not in a bear market. It may feel kind of bearish, but as we've seen in previous years, this halving year has this accumulation period, which includes some downtrends, and that's where we are now with 10-cent Dogecoin. And we wait. We wait for this thing in green right here. That's what we're waiting for. Same thing happened back in 2020. Same thing happened back in 2016. They were downward resistance lines on the Dogecoin chart. So that's where we are. Is there a guarantee that's going to happen? No, there's not. But I've got a lot riding on the chance of it happening again, like it did 4 years ago and 8 years ago. And that's what I'm waiting for. No guarantees, but that's what I'm here for, is that big run. And we're going to be here together doing it. I can't wait. But we got to get through this chop first, because it is choppy as hell. So does anybody have any magic 8-ball questions or an AMA question, maybe something not even about crypto that you want to ask? Now's the time. Yeah, we're just having a nice Friday live stream. I'm chilling, having a beer. We're here together. You can ask me more Dogecoin questions too if something comes to mind, but we're having fun. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and we'll have some fun. Have you been looking at your portfolio? I try not to look too closely. I kind of know what it is generally, but I don't need to get into all that detail. Because as Doge goes, pretty much so goes most of my portfolio. Every once in a while, there's something that shoots up by itself. But for the most part, it's been pretty consistent over the past few months amongst all crypto. Some have dropped more, some have more volatility. That's generally what I've seen. So I generally know where I am. I know it's a lot less than where I was in March. March, my portfolio was at a very nice number, and now it's not at that same number. Definitely not. Much lower, which is too bad, but we don't know. Jay, what do I think about Kamala's interview with CNN? So first, it wasn't just Kamala. Tim Walz was there. So it was Kamala and Tim. Why Kamala didn't go herself, I don't know. I mean, she did talk a lot more than Tim did. It was edited. It looks like it was edited. Like it wasn't just the camera just running with questions and answers. So that seemed kind of odd to me, that it didn't just run straight through. So it was pre-recorded and edited, it looked like. And she has a habit of not really answering questions. So as I tweeted yesterday, and I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. I mean, I'm always doing Doge things, but she says, my values have not changed. So, Jay, what does that mean? Tell me what that means. My values have not changed. I don't get what that means. So all day today, people have been posting these past interviews and debate clips and things from 4 years ago when Kamala was actually talking more about policies. And if she says her values haven't changed, then that's not good. I kind of like Tim Walz. I think he's kind of a neat guy. Got the coach thing going and the... But Kamala, not so much. Not so much. I mean, Trump definitely has his challenges too, right? He's outlandish things that he says. I think he's starting to sound a little more realistic now, but he still does a lot of the blame game thing, whether it's true or not. Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, follow me on X Twitter, at Kriss if you get a chance. We have some fun on there as well. Doge is at 10,069. Is Dogecoin never going to make it to the moon? 8 ball. The magic 8 ball. We have a question for the magic 8 ball. We'll shake it up here, Jason. Shake it up. All right, magic 8 ball. Is Dogecoin ever going to make it to the moon? The 8 ball says, concentrate and ask again. Concentrate and ask again. I was concentrating. I thought I was. We'll shake it up again. Magic 8 ball. Come on. All right, magic 8 ball. I'm concentrating now. Is a Dogecoin ever going to make it to the moon? It is certain. It is certain. Because you can't see that on the camera. It is certain. Magic 8 ball. There you go, Jason. It is certain. Cheers. Does it worry you at all the bull run is more of an if than a when? I'm not worried because even if it doesn't happen like most people think it will, I'm still doing okay. It's not going to kill me financially. I have a lot invested. I'm still up quite a bit, like over 50%, my whole portfolio on average. So that's better than I would have done in the stock market, mutual funds or anything else. So yeah, I'm not worried. But it would make a lot of people look really stupid though on YouTube and X that have been charting all this and showing all of these graphs and showing the past performance. And if it all doesn't play out like that, that'll be tough. I will have a lot more fun doing these live streams and making videos if the price goes up significantly. So yeah, I'm still expecting a bull run to still happen. And we've got like 6 to 8 months for it all to play out. But yeah, it would be hugely disappointing if like in December, Dogecoin was still 10 cents. That would be disappointing. But if you're impatient, that means you're probably going to miss the boat then. If it does go on a big run, you're not going to be in it. And that's what you got to be careful about. What's my favorite book? I have not been reading anything, actually. The last book I read is this one underneath Snoopy, which is that, Elon Musk. Can you imagine that? And I'm not a Musk fanboy or anything like that, but when this book came out, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that. That's a book I'm going to read. So took it on vacation and read the Elon Musk book. Is it my favorite book? No, not really. Not my favorite book. Snoopy is sitting on there. There's my Snoopy plush. I have to think about that. Like favorite book for like enjoyment. Read some good ones, that's for sure. Let me think about that one. Jason, hit the like button, everybody. Wei says I'm going to buy one of those new wallet with e-ink display. Cool. Yeah, so that's my ledger, link below. And if you use that link, you can see what these new ledger wallets look like. There's the Stacks and the Flex. They look very cool, Wei. And I'd love to hear your review of which one you buy. I would love to hear what you think of it. I still have my Nano S Plus, which is this one, old school hardware wallet. I'm completely happy with that. But yeah, I would love to hear. I don't have a big enough channel for Ledger to actually send me one of these. So I could try it out and do a review of it. So yeah, I didn't get one of these. There were some other crypto YouTubers that got some of these, but that wasn't me. That's the way it is. That's okay. It's still, I mean, these Ledger products are great. Just don't initiate Recover. You don't need the Ledger Recover. That's money that you'll be spending on a monthly basis that you don't need. Write your seed phrase down yourself. Take responsibility for it. But yeah. Well, good luck with it. Let me know, Wei. Let me know what it looks like. If anybody else is interested in Ledger, there's a link in the description below. So hit that link and go check out the Ledger devices. They have a nice thing here under products here where you can compare, and you hit that compare button and it gives you all 4 of them side by side, including their prices. But it also gives you like how big they are, their connectivity, charging, and other things about them. So you can check that out. And it does it by device. So a lot to read there. But yeah, check it out. I love this one. Again, I do not trade on Ledger Live. I don't swap on Ledger Live. I treat this as a hardware wallet. I plug it in when I need to do something, and I unplug it when I'm done. And that is transferring on or transferring off. And that's all I do. You don't need all that other stuff. And it's just another way for Ledger to make money. Cheers, Jason. Dogecoin to the moon. The end of the year Dogecoin can reach $1? That would be awesome. It's probably going to be somewhere between 10 cents and $1. I'm fairly confident in that. Somewhere between 10 cents and $1. Where does 10 million Doge land you in wallet holders ranking? 10 million Dogecoin. Let's take a look. We go to BitInfo charts.com. BitInfo charts, we go to Dogecoin, and we go to explore the top 100 Dogecoin. So 10 million Doge would put you in about 750th place in wallet size. The 10 million Dogecoin. You'd be about 750th largest at 10 million. All right, Jay, is that your target? 10 million Doge? I'm in this category, the 1 to 10,000, 1 million to 10 million zone, but it's not all in one wallet. So I don't have a wallet that you can see that holds all my Dogecoin. I've got it spread out. So I got a bunch of these smaller holdings up here in wallets. It'd be nice to have it all in, be one of these big whales here, have one of these big wallets. That'd be cool. Yeah, well, that's like number 15 is 1 billion Doge. So if you have 1 billion Dogecoin, you'll be number 15. 1 billion. Where does 100 million take you? You're out of the top 100, 100 million. You would be number 142. You'd be 142 for 100 million Doge. And then for 10 million, you'll be about 750. Doge is on a Friday afternoon, starting to move up a little. You said before that anything below 10 cents is a gift, but is slightly above 10 cents also a gift? Like, do you think halfway between 10 and 11 is a reasonable place to buy? I would say in the tens is a good price, but it's not a gift. The gift, it means like maximizing your profit. Like we talked earlier in the stream here. This was this, right? How to profit from the upcoming surge. And we talked about how do you maximize that profit, right? How do you maximize that profit? And we looked on the chart here, and it's like that big dump that we had on Tuesday. Dogecoin went all the way down to 9.69 cents. That's a gift. That's in this green zone here. That's a gift. And we've hit it again on Wednesday. We hit it again on Thursday, and we've hit it again on Friday. A gift. Could Elon Musk's acquittal from the Doge charges mean that Elon could start making more direct messages? I think so. I think so. Because there has already been a failed lawsuit about his tweets. So tweet away, Elon. Come on. Give us the Doge goods. Come on, Elon. Yeah. Last time I checked a few months ago, it was 600th and now 750th. What does that tell us? Oh, Jay, whales have been accumulating. That's what that tells you. And I've been talking about that over the past couple weeks even. The whales have been accumulating. So there are more and more large wallet holders of Dogecoin. That's correct. We just have to get rid of all this leverage stuff. Just flush out all this leverage and let's go. What about 180,000 coins? Yeah. I don't know where it would tell you that. I don't know how to get to a number like that. Yeah, these are all millions. They're all millions, right? Well, here's the 10 million Doge. Actually, there's a lot of wallets up to 701, actually. That 750 was a guess, but it looks like 10 million Doge. There are a lot of wallets that have exactly 10 million Dogecoin. Look at this. That's a lot. I've never been in this area looking at this. That's a lot. Who's got all of these wallets with exactly 10 million Dogecoin? And a lot of them have never transferred out, only in. Wow. That's quite a bit. That's pretty interesting. It's a 25% difference in big bag holders in a few months. Accumulating Dogecoin. Yep, the whales have been doing it. Accumulating Doge. But this is good to see on a Friday afternoon. Some good upward movement. Stock market, after market, it's a Friday before a long weekend. Things are pretty quiet after market. Not much moving. GameStop was up quite a bit today. After market, it's up a little bit more, not much. Nvidia, it's pretty much even. Not much happening. So, yeah, crypto, let's go. It's weekend time, let's go. If Doge didn't exist, which other meme coin would you buy? If Doge didn't exist, there probably wouldn't be any other meme coins. I can answer that. Most of them started because of Doge. And I just don't think there would be this whole meme world if it wasn't for Doge. Doge is what got Sheeb created. And Sheeb was created as the Doge killer. What do I think about Sheeb? I think there's money to be made there, and I'm already up on my purchase. Here we can look at even the Kriss DCA portfolio here. We bought some Sheeb, and our average was 0.000083. So at the current price of 0.00001386, we're up 66%. 66% in a year is a great return. I mean, some people want like 1000X's, right? But it's like, that's a great return. We were buying Sheeb at the bottom a year ago. Our average price is down at 0.00008. So there's money to be made here. And that's why I bought Sheeb for myself as well, was just to make money. And then when SHIB gets to a certain price, I'm going to dump it all. I have no allegiance to SHIB whatsoever. I did the same with Bonk. I did the same with Pepe. I'm still up on my Bonk. I'm a little down on Pepe because I bought it a little late. Let's just say that. So, yeah. But yeah, there's money to be made in SHIB, and I'm only in it for the money. If SHIB goes on a crazy run, I wanted to have some SHIB in my bag so I could profit off it. And it hasn't. Well, I mean, it had a run up to 45 in March, but I wasn't selling in March, right? I was like, this is too early. It's going to go higher. And that 45, what if I got that again now? I would take it and I would sell. I would sell in a minute. It goes back up to 45. I'm selling. But back in March, everyone was like, we haven't even had the Bitcoin halving yet. This is all going to go higher. It didn't. But we still have a long ways to go in this bull market. And that's what we're waiting for. Yeah, you and a lot of people, Cheyenne. I don't like SHIB either. I'm just in it for the money. I'm just in it for the money. I hope the game continues through Labor Day. I do too, Jay. Let's see a good trading weekend. Consistent trading weekend and not this damn leverage dumping. Don't like that. Yeah, understandable. That's it for SHIB. It's just like, I'm just in it to make money. Wait, you're going to China in December. Going to bring the wallet along in case Doge goes up, but I'm kind of afraid the wallet will be confiscated. Yeah. How long are you going to be there? I don't know. I mean, the Chinese government, are they really going to search and like if you had your wallet on you? That's a risk. It's definitely a risk. But do you leave it behind? Again, it depends on how long you're gone. You're gone for 3 or 4 weeks. Well, for those 3 and 4 weeks, you're like, well, when you get back, it'll be what it'll be, right? I don't know if that was me, I would leave the wallet in the States. I would not bring it with me to China and just take that risk that Doge isn't going to go on some crazy, crazy run in December where when you get back, it might not even be higher. I don't know. But that's certainly a risk. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. They will hang you. You'll lose you'll lose points on your social score. They'll knock you on your Alibaba Pay and WeChat Pay, right? You won't be able to spend your Chinese money. How much would you charge for a 30-minute Zoom call? Well, that's why I have these. That's why I have these live streams. I don't charge anything. Just ask for you to be here and ask questions. So that's fine by me. Just send a super chat and I'll be glad to answer all your questions. We could just do that right here. if it's too personal for you and you want a private, just join X Twitter, follow me, and send me a message. That's fine. Ask me a question. I don't mind. And if you get value out of it, then send me a super chat. And you can let others know, hey, Kriss, help me out. We'll just do it that way. A new profession. I just do this right here on YouTube. I could make more money doing other stuff, but for me, it's like, I just kind of like doing this. And, I make a little money off of YouTube ads, some off super chats, a little bit off of these affiliate links. But I don't like shill all of these other things. I get inundated with emails and messenger messages on X Twitter asking me to promote like this exchange and this new token and these airdrops and all that stuff. And I just say no to all that. I'm not going to support all that stuff. I only support what I actually use. I use a ledger. I use Robinhood. I use Coinbase. I use the CryptoTab browser. So those are my affiliate links. I use those. So I support those. That's all. But if there's like these offshore exchanges, if I start promoting one of those and you decide to join it off my link, right? And then for some reason that exchange goes under and you lose, and that's on me. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I'll just stay here on YouTube, have some fun here. If you appreciate the channel here, you can just subscribe. And then if you really want to get involved, you can go to my YouTube channel page here and become a member right here. I see a question in the chat here about joining. So just come over here and hit the join button and you can join the channel. You get your name in green in the chat. You get a little check mark next to your name, and you get to use these fun custom emojis. And you will also be getting Dogecoin from me from this portfolio, this KrissPax DCA portfolio, because I've got 75,000 Dogecoin in here that I'm going to be giving away to you guys. So if you want to join, just go to my YouTube channel and hit join. Any more questions about that? Let me know. Why will October be Uptober? October will be Uptober because it is the month that has seen consistently the most gains in past years in cryptocurrency. And I'll be showing all of that data on October 1st on my October Dogecoin price prediction video. But that's still over a month away. Why October? That's a good question. Like, why not September, right? Summer's pretty much over now, this weekend. Most people are back from their holiday, whatever. So you would think September, crypto may go on a big run, but it just doesn't. It hasn't historically. Does that mean it can't? No. But historically, it's been relatively quiet. No huge runs have happened in September's past. We could have a big run this September. I don't know. I'll be talking about that on Sunday in my September price prediction video. So as Joseph asks, you're interested in the September price prediction. Sunday, that video will be coming out. So watch for that. Am I still into Jasmy? I am. I still have a big bag of Jasmy, being very patient. Jasmy is another one that we're way up on because we bought Jasmy at 0.003 last summer. It slipped under 2 cents. It's now at 192, which is disappointing. Big drop this morning. Ouch. But still looking for Jasmy this fall to go on a run. Yes. Dogecoin will hit under 8. I don't think we're going to be seeing 7-cent Dogecoin again. You want to join? You've been looking. Yeah, this is the place to be. We're having fun here too. XRP to 10K. Yeah. I'd be surprised if it even gets to $2. $1, maybe, if everything else is going up. But XRP has just been stuck sideways. Yep, this is the place to be, Lil Jet. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then if there's a big thing happening, whether it's a big run up or a giant crash, on one of those other days, I generally go live as well. No private lessons, please. I'm here. And you can ask me anything. I don't care. That's why I do this. Keep it real, too. Keeping it real. Hey, Joseph, what is a good price where you should sell at? You didn't sell at 75 cents? Yeah, me neither. I didn't sell either. So this fall, we are going to be talking about selling strategies. So I'm not going to answer your question now because there's a lot of bigger things to talk about. And I don't want to really get into all of those selling strategies when Dogecoin is still at 10 cents. It's at 10 cents. Let's get Dogecoin starting on a run, and then you will have the interest of people who are going to be thinking about taking profit and strategies for taking profit. And so we'll talk about that then. All right. How is Cardano with the new hard fork? Hasn't officially happened yet because the price is down, 34-cent Cardano. I thought the Chang hard fork wasn't going to be till September now. So I don't think it has happened. I don't think it's happened yet. But yeah, the Cardano chart just doesn't look great. I mean, here earlier in August, it went on this big run up to 39.60, touched 40 cents, and then has just dumped down since. That's not a great looking chart. I was predicting this wedge on Cardano. It would break out of the wedge, it would come back, and it would retest that resistance line and then move up. But instead, it just dumped down more, came back and retested as support, as resistance, and then dumped down even further. That's a horrible chart. Cardano. Not great. Not great. Dogecoin's chart is setting up a little better because it's looking like a better longer-term support line at right above 9.5 cents, 9.7. So 60 formula, how are you? Doge whales shaking everyone out. It's really more the market makers and the exchanges that are doing it. It's all about leverage. So 9 cents. You think I'll see it again? Right now, it's looking at like 9.7. That's the bottom. We saw it at 969. If it breaks 969 and goes lower, it could, but I'm not expecting it. A lot of it is going to be these large leverage positions. Right now, everything is red for the most part, which means prices are going up. And these are all short positions that are being liquidated. These are all $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 ones. What we do is we change on the CoinGlass chart here, we change the value, and we look up even higher. And then we see, yeah, still on the short side. ETH 33,000, a lot of Bitcoin, small Bitcoin shorts getting liquidated. And then we go up to the 100Ks and we don't see any of those yet in the red. So they haven't sniped any huge short positions yet. But in this 10K range, yeah, there's some happening. So yeah, I mean, even Litecoin going up. If Litecoin keeps going up more, I mean, let's go, right? Let's go. Taking out some shorts. That's what we want to see. I think you're right. I think this may be the floor support for Doge, and let stock shave 10%. Then it might bleed 8. Yeah, I don't see the whole stock market. The stock market, I think, is going to continue to be propped up to election. It's going to be propped up to election. We see this typically in election years. There's not big drops in the stock market. Yeah, I mean, we've got these great dips happening into the 9s. I did my last purchase at 984, and I got no more dry powder. I got no more cash to put in anymore. Otherwise, I would have bought more here at 975 earlier today, but I don't have any cash on the sidelines anymore. It's all in. It's all in. 1st of September is Sunday. So Sunday, you'll be seeing my Dogecoin price prediction video. Why are the leverage traders and shorters going so crazy now? Yeah, they are ruining the market. You're right. I think the summertime typically has been a time when there is lower volatility and lower liquidity in the markets. People just think they can, in the middle of this bull market, if you hit it right with leverage and you buy it low and it goes on a run, you're making huge money. And they're all gambling. They're gamblers. I wouldn't be playing that game till October. That's just me. If I was going to trade leverage, I wouldn't do it till October. Gamblers are gamblers, though. And they probably already hit it big a number of times. And so they have it in their mind, right? Yeah, I've done it before. I'll do it again. And then they just get liquidated and get liquidated again and get liquidated again. And then they're like getting behind. And they're like, oh, if I can only do one more trade and hit it big, I'll be back where I was. So they do it again. And then they get liquidated again. They're further behind, right? And now it's a losing situation. That's what happens. Hey, Colin, take a look at September 20th through the cycles. Historically, all of September is bearish, but then flips around the 20th. Not sure what the correlation is, but I find it interesting. I'll take a look at that. Again, I'm doing my September video on Sunday. We'll look at this, though. because we can look at the price of Dogecoin last year. Let me get this right here. Hello, it's not pulling over. There we go. No, I don't want to do that. Last year, Dogecoin on September 20th, it was just last year, we bought Dogecoin at 6.2 cents. On the 21st, we bought it at 6.1. On the 24th, it was also 6.1. Then it went down to 608. Then it went down to 605. So last year, that didn't work for Dogecoin, Colin. It was going down after September 20th. And then by October 9th, it was at 5.8 cents, which is where I went all in on this portfolio. This is the Kriss portfolio. I just took the remaining $835 and I just bought all that Dogecoin, 14,000 Doge there at 588 on October 9th. It's like, okay, the rest is in, and that was a great price. That was a great price to buy Doge at. But yeah, so last year, after September 20th, the price actually went down a bit. So I mean, that's what I could show just historically very quickly without getting into a lot of detail. It's just last year's price action there. So there you go. Your new favorite channel. Won't miss a day. I love it. Look forward to your chats on future live streams. I'm sitting on 114,000 Doge. Very good, Mikey. Cheers. I'll become a member soon. You're definitely the best crypto channel I've come across. Thank you very much. What are my thoughts on the UK riots? This is something I still don't understand. Why have these countries been so generous with their support of these migrants? I don't get it. I don't get it. The United States is the same, except we're a much bigger country geographically, and so they're more spread out. They're not in as high concentrations in any one place as they are in the UK. So we are seeing pockets where there are a large number of migrants who are doing bad things. It's not good. We're seeing it in other countries too. Germany, there was a video posted from Sweden the other day that I saw on X. It was very disturbing. We have little pockets of it here, of it here in the United States, but they seem to be more of bad actors who are solo doing things than large groups. Again, because I think we got so many of them that they're spread out. I am a believer in the history of the United States as a shelter for immigrants, but there are legal ways to enter the country and there are illegal ways. I am all for supporting legal immigration. You go through the process. But illegal, like most of these so-called migrants are, I am completely against. You have committed a crime entering this country illegally. You have committed a crime. And we as a country should not be giving these people free housing, free food, free health insurance, anything, because they are here illegally. take that money, support our own citizens that need help, not people who are in this country illegally. That's my opinion. There is a legal way to enter this country. If you want to get in the United States so bad, follow the legal way. If you can't afford it, I'm sorry. It's just not for everyone. It's not for everyone. So by chance, I just happened to be fortunate enough that I was born in this country. So I live in this country. You know, life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Some people are born into wealth. Some people are born into poverty. Life isn't fair. Nothing I can do about that. So that's Kriss's take. And I'm a moderate. I'm like right in the middle. I believe in a lot of things on the Democrat platform. I believe in a lot of things in the Republican platform. But one thing I don't agree with the most, and probably the most on the Democrat platform, is this ideal of equality. No. No. Steal from the rich and give to the poor? No. I don't agree with that. So, that's me, though. Anyway, it's an AMA Friday. I normally wouldn't answer that question, but here we are on a Friday. So there we go. Yeah, I really stepped into it a little there, but I'm kind of wondering if Elon is going to start doing some Dogecoin tweets here. That would be awesome. Come on, Elon. Just all you got to do is say Dogecoin to the moon. That's all you got to say, Elon. Well, Tony the Tiger here is a big bear. Big bear. It's going to be below 6 cents and Bitcoin's going to fall to 25K. I don't know what you're smoking there, Tony, but dream on. USA is paying for the flight from Panama. Oh, God. Yeah. No. Send them back. Sorry. And they're committing crimes. Yeah. Many of them are committing crimes. And I was even saying this before Donald Trump was saying it, that many of these so-called migrants, these illegal immigrants that are in this country, were actually sent here by the governments of their country because they were in prison. They were doing bad things in those countries. And so instead of keeping them in their prisons, it's cheaper for them just to send them to the US border, show them how to get into the United States, and then those countries don't have to deal with those people anymore. Done. So the criminals, the bad people in those countries, a lot of them have already been sent to the US and they are now here in this country. That's pretty bad. I don't agree with that at all. And then you've got some countries saying, because Trump is saying if he gets elected, right, he's going to send the people back. And those countries are saying, well, we won't accept them. Too bad. That's why you're voting for Trump. I'm also real hyped about RFK Jr. Yeah, RFK Jr. Is interesting individual. He's done a lot of not so good things in his past, right? The bear thing came up. There was like a whale thing or a shark thing that was pretty bad. The heavy drugs that he used to do in his past, like all of that, pretty bad, right? Well, he's a recovering addict. I get that, right? People change, right? You're allowed to do that. But to kind of say that all of that in the past doesn't matter, that's not great. Especially the bear thing, because that wasn't that long ago. And that looked pretty bad. But he's certainly more knowledgeable about history, especially political history, than just about anybody. And his views on health, healthcare, particularly when it comes to like all the toxins we're putting in our bodies, that's in the food sources, over medication, all of that, I believe with him 100% on all of that. So if Trump has him in his administration and he is in charge of the CDC and like Health and Human Services, something like that, I think that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, because I think he'd be really good at that stuff. What was the lawsuit? Yeah, we covered that earlier. So the lawsuit was this. It was a $258 million class action lawsuit that was put together by a lawyer, and what I think the lawyer did was found traders, Dogecoin traders, who are willing to join in this class action lawsuit because they bought Dogecoin at a real high price in 2021 and sold it at a real low price and experienced a big loss. And then are blaming it on Elon Musk for manipulating the markets. That's what the lawsuit was. It was thrown out. Lawsuit no more. No, nobody's saying death penalty to drug dealers. Nobody's saying that. Death penalty for drug dealers. Will I see 9 cents again? We could see another dip to, 99, right? On another dip. I would certainly almost expect that. But yeah, so JD Vance, Trump's vice president, JD Vance said death penalty for drug dealers. I'll look that up. Yeah, just send them to Martha's Vineyard. God, when that one group of migrants were there in Martha's Vineyard, how they were being coddled and like taken care of, I was just like sick to my stomach. It's like, please, come on. Now, granted, some of these people may be facing political persecution in their country or something like that, but there is a legal way to go through the process. That's what I believe in. Legal immigration, but not illegal. I'll do a search on that. JD Vance, death penalty for drug dealers. Did he actually say this? There is a website that is alluding to this, but it is not a United States website, so I don't believe it. We have to have real penalties for people who are killing our kids and poisoning our communities. End sanctuary cities, deport illegal aliens. Death penalty for drug dealers. Wow. Well, there's the quote right there. Protect law enforcement from frivolous lawsuits. I'm just looking at this right here. There's JD. Tough on crime agenda. End sanctuary cities, deport illegal aliens, death penalty for drug dealers. Protect law enforcement from frivolous lawsuits. Stand up to soft on crime prosecutors. Well, there you go. Looks like he said it. Yeah, that's not good. There's a lot of people who will who won't like that. That may be, an independent or moderate. They'll see that and that they really won't like that. Yeah, I said that. Or he said that. Yeah, it looks like it. Well, thanks, Jasmine guy. Doge 1010? Yeah, well, it was, Ali. Now it's 10.096. Hopefully it's just a little breather and it continues moving up. It's a Friday. It's almost 6 o'clock. It's like, come on. Stop the leverage stuff. Let's just go higher, please. You're welcome, Zach. They're having fun. The AMAs are always fun because people have things on their mind outside of crypto they might want to talk about, and this is the time to do it. This country is in big trouble if Kamala wins. It's really interesting that they're using one of these taglines calling for change. And it's like, well, isn't she the vice president now? Like, if she wants to change something, does that mean she can't? Or is it because it's different than what Biden thinks? Because Biden's the president. So it's time for change. And it's just like, well, wait a sec. You are in the administration now. So change it now. You haven't done anything as vice president in 3.5 years. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But yeah, the whole thing about equality and like tax the rich more, this whole thing about taxing unrealized gains, it's like ridiculous. Have I traveled outside of America much? Yes. As an architect, I've traveled all over the world. Been a lot of places. Well, not all over. Haven't been to Australia yet. Haven't been to China or Japan. I've been to the Marianas Islands, Guam, Saipan, Palau. Did a lot of scuba diving there. Traveled throughout Europe, Greece, Egypt. Egypt was amazing. Did it a long time ago, but yes, visited the pyramids in Giza and the old temples down in Luxor in Egypt. Been to Athens and other places in Greece. Love. My favorite place is probably Florence, Italy. That's probably my favorite. Rome is great, but it's just way too big. Florence is a smaller city. It's much cleaner. Has wonderful art and architecture, and the food is awesome. And then you can take like little side trips through, the different hill towns around Florence. The whole Tuscany region. It's just awesome. So I would say that's my favorite, would be Florence. Hey, Whiskey, how are you? Cheers. We're waiting for Doge to go on a run. Yeah. Google predicts 4,000 Dogecoin in 2050. Yeah, well, Google can say whatever it wants. Look where hope got us. Now it's change. Yeah, I agree, Jay. Hope and change don't do anything. It's like, what are your policies? What are you going to do to curb inflation? What are you going to do to limit the increase in our national debt? Right? That's just, and that all started with Obama. That's when that was huge, starting to accelerate up. It had been in previous years somewhat, but under Obama, it was just like, come on, that's bad. And it's just continued ever since. That is not good. So yeah, don't give me hope and change. I want to hear what your policies are. What are you actually going to do? And Trump is laying a lot out there. He's actually changing his stance on abortion. He stepped into it, right, with the whole, when he was president before, with the whole eliminating Roe versus Wade thing. He now realizes that that's hurting him as far as votes. And so he's actually softening some stances on some states that are taking like the 6-week thing in Florida. And he spoke out about that earlier this week and said, well, 6 weeks is too early. So, but he's actually talking about things, unlike Harris. Lived in Japan for 2 years in the Marine Corps. Love that place. Yeah, I'd love to go visit. I've never been. We were actually going to go to Kyoto in 2020. We had like made our plans, and then COVID hit. We were going to go to Tokyo, down to Kyoto, because there was a colleague that is working there, and we had an invitation, and we were all set to go. Luckily we hadn't booked everything, but we were ready to go that summer. We were going to go. So bummer. Someday we'll get there. Taxing unrealized gains is unworkable. Would destroy the stock market. Yep. Yeah. Congress will never. I mean, Congress has to approve anything dealing with taxes. So a president can say anything they want, but they actually need Congress to enact it. And Congress won't. You think Nancy Pelosi, right? Who's making like hundreds of millions of dollars on her stock trading, is going to support taxes on unrealized gains? No, she's not. Because that would hit her hard financially, like big time. So yeah. Oh, Tashkel, you're really getting into it here. Israel-Palestine conflict. So, since you asked, my take on Israel-Palestine, it's really Israel-Hamas, right? It's not Palestine. Hamas did an illegal thing. They did a bad thing, right? Last October 7th, going into Israel, indiscriminately killing people and taking hostages, bringing those hostages back into Gaza. My take on this is let the hostages go. It's been almost a year now. Let the hostages go. They won't do it because that's their only bargaining position, is they still hold hostages. But holding hostages is not a way to resolve conflict. So Hamas needs to let the hostages go. Then there can be resolution and there can be a peace plan. Without it, Israel is not going to agree to anything. And they've shown that. They're committed to getting the hostages back. It's unfortunate that it's come to indiscriminate killing of many innocent people who kind of have nowhere else to go. So tough situation. But that's my opinion of it. It is a tough situation. How that has turned into such a big movement here in the United States, I don't get. I think people are very uninformed. All they see is the news of innocent people getting killed, but that's not a reason to have these huge marches on college campuses where you're destroying things, right? And you're vandalizing United States property, and you're burning American flags. The United States has had decades of support for the people of Israel, and the United States isn't going to let that go. So you asked, it's an AMA day. There's my answer. All right. Anyone voting for Kamala would vote for a sack of marbles. Well, there are a lot of people who do not like Donald Trump and his policies. So they would have voted for Biden, and they're going to vote for Kamala. No election? Here, if you haven't heard me before, I have talked about this a number of times. United States election should be a national holiday. This was Vivek Ramaswamy talked about this, but I already believed it. It should be a national holiday, is our election. Because we've been doing it for almost 250 years now. And so it should be celebrated that here we have this, country that has been around for this long, consistently, with the same, from our Declaration of Independence to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, which has held up now for over 200 years. That's pretty good. We should celebrate that. We should celebrate our elections. Have at a national holiday, no early voting, no absentee voting, except for the military who are stationed overseas. Those are the only ones I would allow for absentee voting. Otherwise, you go home, and you be home for the national holiday, and we celebrate our elections. We have picnics and parties and fireworks and all of that. And you vote. One person, one vote, in person. You show your ID when you vote. You show your ID. And then your vote is actually put on the blockchain, right? Let's make it crypto, right? Put it on a blockchain, and it's all public. Everyone can see. Now, right, it would be a number, right? It wouldn't be your name next to it, but it would be a number. And so everyone would see that number so-and-so voted for this or that. Done. There'd be none of this, none of these games that are being played. There'll be no threats of like rigging the election or anything like that. One person, one vote, in person. Oh, this is AMA, Mert. We're in our AMA section. We talked crypto last hour. So now we're in the AMA section. We only do this on Fridays. This is a Friday thing. If you're watching the live stream, just take your timeline and go all the way back to the beginning, and you'll get an hour of crypto, okay? Now we're in AMA. All right? Peace. Peace. Ta, 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 ta. You agree with me on Israel too. I mean, it's just it's not a left position or a right position, right? Again, I'm a moderate. I'm on most everything, I'm somewhere in the middle. And I think it's the right thing. So let's see. Isn't this the same guy that said Dogecoin would never fall below 10 cents? Well, I never use the word never. Right? I never use the word never, right? I use words like unlikely or, most likely not going to happen. If you find on one of my videos or one of my live streams that I've said never, you need to show that to me. But as far as I know, I've never said it's never going to do something, right? Because I'm pretty careful about that, right? I did not think Dogecoin would drop below 10 cents after the run up to 22. And I talked about it for many months and continuing the months when it was down to 15, 14, and 13. I still didn't think it would be down at this level. And I said that and I believed it. I think we got trounced by that like Japanese carry trade thing. That was a huge dump on the market. Over exaggerated, I think, but also done by market makers to take out huge leverage positions that were this low. And, and including Bitcoin all the way down to 49K that got taken out at that dump. So this dump here, the Japanese carry trade dump right there, August 5th, Bitcoin dumped all the way below 50,000. There's no reason that should have dropped that much. But once there was sort of fear about this Japanese thing, right, that spread, then you had some selling going on. And then that got accelerated by the market makers who dumped it even more, taking out huge leveraged positions. The month of August has seen over $1 billion of leverage, long leverage, wiped out in crypto markets. Over $1 billion. That's $1 billion the exchanges didn't want to give away. And most of it was on that dump right there on August 5th. So Dogecoin, yes, Dogecoin dumped too. Dogecoin was sitting pretty up here at 13 cents, right? Now I had my baseline, still this orange line I even had back then. That was at like 1025. And I said, that is support. And that was support from way back in December. So. No, Tony, you said 25,000. You said 25,000 Bitcoin. It could drop to 49K again. It was just there on August 5th. It could happen again, yes, for Bitcoin. That could happen again. There could be some fear thing and it can go back there, but it ain't going to 25. So you heard that here first. 43? Okay, well, that's your opinion, Tony, and I respect that. That's your opinion. Go to Okinawa, visit American Village. That's funny. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I can't wait. I'm not smoking hopium. Do you hear my predictions about Dogecoin compared to others, right? Have you watched Daryl on Crypto Trade Signals? Have you watched him? I'm nothing like that guy. The crap Matt Wallace used to do, all the Dogecoin to the moon stuff. Who else talking Dogecoin? David Mitchell, he's pretty reasonable, but he's also talking about Dogecoin up at $2 and $4 and things like that. I'm not this cycle. So $80 for Doge. Becoming an architect for me was easy because it was one of those things where I've wanted to be an architect since I was a kid. all during high school. I was like, I'm going to go to architecture school. So, yep. And I'm very happy I did. It's been a great career. Now, I'm all into crypto now because I didn't make a lot of money being an architect. If you want to make money, do not become an architect. Learning about architecture, practicing as an architect teaches you a lot of things about life. It teaches you really to live reasonably within your means, which has allowed me to have like a nice house, nice car, nice things. There's been that, but not rich, right? You still have mortgage on your house. You still have bills to pay. You've got all of this stuff, right? But I've managed. It's been okay. But in about 2017, 2018, I wanted more because it got to a point where it's like, okay, this is good, but I want to make more. And that's when I started doing second jobs. Actually, I started a little earlier. Doing side hustle, side business, right? I got into domain name investing and website development, and that grew into like making digital products that I sell online. And so that brings in like a second income. With that came other challenges though, like taxes and things. And that's when I got an accountant and I started doing like, but that was great then because then the accountant does my taxes then. And so I don't have to worry about that. And then that led to doing like swing trading. So I was doing stock swing trading. And I was starting to build up quite a bit of capital, was paying off bills. I still had that mortgage though. And in the back of my mind, I was like, I really want to get out of having a mortgage, have a nice house, nice place to live, but not have a bank own it and not having me have to pay a bank. And I got into crypto then. And that's where I am today. And that's my goal. My goal is still to be mortgage free. So that's what I'm working on now. But being an architect does not pay well. It pays okay. Now for the hardest question, pineapple on pizza. Okay, so you have to understand this from the point of view of someone who's traveled the world and has tasted many different things. Okay, and many different combinations of things, right? It's not bad. Pineapple on pizza is not bad. It just gives it that little extra taste there that's pretty good. So there you go. Pineapple on pizza, not bad. I just got a degree in business, pursuing a master's in public health. Good idea. So yeah, I've been an architect my whole career. So right out of college, started working as an intern, passed my licensing exams, became a registered architect, and it's been great. Public health. I don't know much about public health, but that just seems to me like, do you want to like run a hospital, become a hospital administrator, something like that? What's your career path there? But if you go into any of these areas where you're going to be like working for nonprofits, or there's no money there. There's not money for that. So you just have to look at that. The bull market is over when we have a grumpy old man here talking about politics. Awesome. Love it, Mert. Bull market ain't over yet. Hey, Vigard. I am Norwegian heritage, if I hadn't told you that before. What are the pros with Kamala? Change. Did you know that? It's all about change. I think the Democrat Party does a lot in terms of sort of helping out people who basically need a little help. I don't entirely agree with Democrat platforms in terms of just giving out money. I think that money should be earned in some way as well. So instead of just having welfare and giving them money, they should do something for it. Just a little something, community support, something like that to earn it. That's where I take a Democrat policy and I add a little to it. Shouldn't all just be free handouts. That's my take on that. The UK government is going to arrest Americans for posting memes. I know they are arresting UK citizens for posting memes if they're anti-government. If an American is in the UK and posting anti-government memes, yeah, you could get in trouble for that. But they can't touch you if you're here in America. Rookie. All right, we'll see. We will see. You should start a second channel where you discuss politics. No, thanks. There's other people who do that very well. I'm in my little own corner of YouTube right here with crypto, and I do these AMA things because you guys are interested in it, and we able to talk about different things. So, all right, Tony, you got a lot of questions here. I think I'm gonna skip a lot of that. Now, this was a good one here. How much money do you think an average American needs to have to retire comfortably? So the number ended up on many in many articles about 5 years ago that kind of had like $1 million. But it depends on a lot of things, such as, do you own your house, or are you still paying mortgage, or are you just renting? So because if you own your house and you don't have a mortgage, you're not paying rent, then you can get away with needing less because your monthly expenses are going to be less. Now, you could always just say, well, I'm just going to travel more. You're spending more than you actually need to retire comfortably. So that's the big difference there, is whether you're renting, paying a mortgage, or do you actually own your property outright? You're still paying your property taxes and your insurance. Yeah, but that either rent or mortgage payment is a lot when you're retired, because then you're stuck with, withdrawing from your 401k or your IRA on a monthly basis. You need less monthly if you're not paying a mortgage or you're not paying rent. So, but now I've seen articles that have actually raised that to $1.5 to $2 million now. But again, they're assuming everybody has mortgages. And that's why I'm trying to get out of that mortgage thing. So by the time I retire, I'm mortgage free. I'm not paying a rent. So that's my goal, is that. Is Forex trading even worth pursuing? How difficult do you think it is to become profitable in day trading? Ooh, difficult. It's very difficult. I found this channel, the Humbled Trader, I think her channel is called, and she does daily videos on day trading. and you watch some of her stuff and you realize like how much dedication she puts into it. And she makes a decent living, but I think she's actually making more from her YouTube channel. And that's really what is keeping her afloat than just the day trading. Because it's hard. It's really hard to consistently be profitable in it. I did swing trading a number of years ago with stocks. Swing trading is a little more predictable in that companies have earnings reports, right? And so, every quarter you've got earnings time, and there's usually a little more volatility around those particular companies and their stocks at those times. I found that was a little easier, something a little more predictable than crypto. Like crypto swing trading, I've done okay with it when I've done it in the past. Mostly it was, a lot of it was Dogecoin a few years ago, but Dogecoin would go on a big spike, you sell, it drops back down, you buy back in at a lower price. That happens quite frequently for Dogecoin. But now now we're in a bull market, and it's like, we don't know if Dogecoin all of a sudden is going to take off. And I don't want to be in the middle of a swing trade and be out of a big chunk of Dogecoin when it decides to start going on a run. Because then you're buying in during FOMO at a much higher price. Plus, it's pretty stressful too. And I couldn't take the stress. So that's why I don't do it. Pineapple on pizza is good. Don't care what anyone says. What's up? When's Doge going to hit $1? I don't know. You're Norwegian heritage too? 60s, part-time in Sweden. You got a Swedish wife? Cool. Someday I'm going to go to Norway. Have not been there yet. I have not played Halo 3. So video games, I was big into video games back in the 1990s. But the games I was in were, I played the first, what was the name of that game? It was before Doom. I played some Doom. Got to be too violent. Was too violent. But it was the one before that. That was the first of those kind of first-person shooter things. Wolfenstein. It was called Wolfenstein. Castle Wolfenstein. Early 90s. I was there. Playing on a PC. First release. That was cool. And I know, LOL, 90s. Yeah, I think I got a few years behind me. But then Myst came out, and I played Myst, which is a thinking game, solving puzzles, things like that. And I was like, forget the shooter games. That is where the real is. There was that, and then this other one came out, like Jewels of the Oracle or something like that, which is an awesome game. It had this like three-dimensional maze that you had to go through, and the whole maze was a big cube, and it would turn sides and things like that. Awesome stuff. And so I never played fighting games again. So nice question though. All your tax money goes to the politician pocket if they don't have programs to supplement low incomes. Well, minimum wage now is higher than $10. So they've been raising the minimum wage. It still hasn't kept up with inflation, I think, but they have raised the minimum wage. But yeah, the whole tax, where all the tax dollars go. I'm anti giving it all to Ukraine. Although it's not necessarily going to Ukraine, a lot of it, people just hear it and just think, oh yeah, we're just sending all this money to Ukraine. No, most of it is actually going to American contractors who are building things that are getting sent to Ukraine. So, so it's actually kind of helping the United States economy a little bit, but it's all like this, the war machine, right? It's keeping the war machine going. And that's not great, because a lot of that is due to just pressuring Congress to like keep the money flow go into them. And that's not great. What RFK Jr. calls the military industrial complex, right? That's where a lot of those Ukraine dollars go. But then when they introduce a thing called a border bill, but the border bill actually has more money in it for Ukraine than it does the border, it's not a border bill then. But that's how Congress works, right? They can't just pass a bill that is about one thing, right? Once they start talking about a bill, they start dumping all this other stuff in there. And that's pretty bad. I think they should just have a bunch of smaller bills that address certain things, and you either fund it or you don't. Are you going to fund the border or not? Don't put Ukraine in there. Ukraine has nothing to do with the border, right? Do a border bill, and then it's about the border. Either the money goes to the border or it doesn't. And then you do a separate bill about Ukraine. You don't throw all of this stuff in together. Anyway, that's my view on that. A little too simplistic, but we'll stay away from religion, if you don't mind. Yeah, that's old school. But me, I'm a little older. So, System Shock and Ultima Underworld were the best 90s PC games. Cool, cool. How do you hide your hard-earned money from the government? You pay your taxes. I just don't want to be the one who like has the IRS auditors knocking on my door. Well, if they do, that's fine, right? Because I keep records of everything and I pay my taxes. I'm not hiding anything. So I got nothing to sweat about. But if you start thinking about, I'm going to hide something, then you're like, could be a little stressed about things, could be worried about things. I don't know. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Anyway, thanks for asking. Well, that was our AMA. Hey, thanks everybody. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Sunday will be my price prediction video for Dogecoin for September, and I'll be live again Monday, 4 o'clock, even on a Labor Day. I will be here. So hope you can join in. We'll see how Doge and other crypto trades over the weekend. See if we can get out of these low 10s and get back up into the 20s and 1020s, 1030s. Hope everyone has a great time. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.